saving with your spouse and your friends and your co-contributor, planning better, being smarter in the new year with your funds and your finances. See, the money no day easy like that to see again. Nobody say we they talk negative, sha, but it's like there's so much. It's a lot more interesting now to come by the funds. I was talking to someone and it was like last year December. This I don't do like 6 projects. People say they don't pay me better money. Why don't the reason say that the car why I go buy me? Say right now, man. I just tell myself, say you gotta be smart. January is a long. See, let me tell you something. January is inevitable. January is what comes after December. Like Monday is what comes after Saturday and Sunday. Now, if you waste your Saturday and Sunday and you don't plan for Monday, you come to Monday and you're growling and you're like, Monday will always be Monday. Monday will always be there at the beginning, as the first working day of the week. And in fact, as a matter of fact, after December, after all the festivities, buying, going out, spending, splurging, we outside and everything, it comes down to in January there's rent to pay for a lot of people. In January there is school fees to renew, there's subscription for this and that, and God help you, say maybe your landlord can't calculate this guy buy 3 fowl this December, which is like maybe at 25k, that's like 75k. Maybe they give him a discount 5k, so he pay like 70k for 3, and he say you kill 3 fowl, well, you should be able to add like another 100k to your rent. But I'm not saying that as a matter of fact. I'm just like looking at this on a lighter note. You need to plan. You need to be you need to be working towards a smarter money culture in 2025. Now, while we were on the break, this message came in. It says, "Good morning, OSYB." Yeah, good morning, my guy. This is Ayo from Lasso. Ayo, big shout out to you, man. Merry Christmas to you, Ayo. Ayo, you like say me and you supposed to hang out this December or maybe early January. We go find ways, because I come that last area. I come see my popsy which day. So to say I get your number, for calling Ayo, how far now? Move hangouts now. So big shout out to you, Ayo. Ayo says, on the light issue, you are very right. I'm listening with my friend and we just smiled because we now understand better, unlike when we just moved in here. Well, it's a paradigm shift for everybody these days. When a long time ago, when I think prepaid meters first became a thing, and I was living with my elder brother in Surulere, my elder brother will come to your room in the middle of the night and knock your head. You did sleep. Of course, probably you were reading, because then we would write jam and WAEC and everything. And we probably fell asleep while we were reading for or preparing for our jam and stuff. So you fell asleep and you left the light on. My brother could come and you knock your head. When you knock your head, you go off the lights. Because really then it was about what you were loading cards, and that is what you use that you pay for. So looking at that right now and the culture that we have in prepaid right now, a lot of people are complaining about fuel. A lot of people are complaining about the cost of food, and even, okay, maybe the cost of food. I don't know, as we want to walk around that, the cost of food right now. Like I said, I made this assertion yesterday. I said, you live in Lekki, where things might be a little bit more expensive than it is on the mainland. If you have a colleague who lives on the mainland, and this is a business idea for someone who lives on the mainland, so you live around K2 or you live around Bega, and you are closer to Mile 12, and you have colleagues who live in Lekki who will tell you that they bought a tuber of yam for 12,000 naira, and you know that you can still get that same thing for 6,000 naira. Wouldn't it be better if you're coming to them with an 8,000 naira tuber of yam with your gain of 2,000 naira, than they are buying their yam at 12,000 naira? The same size of yam, the same everything. It's not even yam that they put chocolate. All this yam where they put chocolate, people say when you start to the slice and you see the chocolate. I'm just saying that you need to get smarter and start planning towards doing things. So you're living on the island, it's expensive here. Do you want to talk to your friends on the mainland to help you buy stuff and bring them over, and then you just give them something for transport? Do you want to talk to them and let them do that for you? These are some of the things that could help you save in the new year and cut on the cost. And then I talked about carpooling. I talked about reducing how much electricity you are, the way you are using your electricity, as if now your daddy gets the Eco Electrical Distribution Company or any of those things. But then these are conversations that we need to have. Now, I also talked about debt management, which is something you must look at, whether it's credit or card debt or whatever, student loans, or now student loans are a thing in Nigeria, or mortgage. The new year is a good time to tackle high. There are also debt payment plans, like there are things that could help you. There are apps that you could like Google or research or talk to an accountant who can help you say, okay, this is how to work on your debt and settle this debt while you are still having enough to take care of your needs. Because the longer you leave your debts to stay for, the worse your credit score is. And you have a credit score in Nigeria. Trust me, if you've been taking loans or you have a bank account or you spend money, you have a credit score in Nigeria. So please do what you can to manage your debt as well. Long-term planning, retirement or education and savings. Now, depending on what your age is, so like some of us now that are approaching a certain age where they say life starts at that particular age, you should also start thinking actively about retirement, because your active years of service are fast dwindling. So it's a conversation you must have. So between you and your wife, maybe you're 40, your wife is 35. How long can you both stay in active service? What's the age of your kids? How old are your kids? Are your kids in secondary school or in primary school? Do they still have to get to the university? Do you have enough years to still be in employment for you to cater to the demands of their university education these days? And let me lie to you. University education is not cheap right now. It's never been cheap, but right now it's even not cheap at all. We're talking student loans, but if you can pay for your kids' tuition and cater to whatever it is they need, I think this is the time for you to talk about it. And then if you have kids who are looking to maybe also get into the university soon, and maybe they are still writing JAM and JAM is jamming them, I think this might be a good time to say, okay, madam, why are you waiting for this JAM thing? Do you want to learn a trade? Do you want to go and learn hairdressing, tailoring, or carpentry, or electrical electronics engineering, so that you can be doing small repairs in school for your colleagues, or placing their hair or making wigs for them, and then make an income on the side? So when mommy and daddy are having issues, because these are realities that we must face, sometimes we could have those times where it's not going to be easy or as easy as we expect for the funds to come. So you might want to have this conversation with your kids that are old enough to understand the essence of being gainfully employed, or being bankable, being able to make your own income. This is not something that they will now do to the point where they're distracted in school. But then, of course, at the weekend, while they are not studying, they could decide to, if your daughter or your son, they barb hair, if they cut hair or make hair, and they do 3 or 4 on a Saturday and on a Sunday, at least that will cater to some things, while you cater to the bigger things like school fees, feeding, and whatsoever. But then there will be some small and tiny things that they can do from owning their own business, their own small business, something that they can do to keep themselves busy and to get some income. So if you have, I as an undergraduate, I was selling belts and shirts and stuff, and eventually people started calling me Tailor Boy. But it's just something that it gave me a sense of belonging, and he taught me something. He taught me the value on money, like, because really, how much can your parents give you that would cater to everything you want to do as a boy or a girl in school? So being able to have this conversation with that young person who might be getting into school next year, some point next year, is something valid. So maybe the first 3 months of next year, they could start learning a trade. And then they learn that, depending on how fast they can do that before they get into school, it just might be a lifesaver for them. And it's something that I think you must actively invest in as a family. I have a set of cousins from my mom's side. They all have a trade. One of them makes sandals. One of them is a tailor. One of them makes hair. She makes wigs and stuff. And this was something that the moment they finished secondary school, while they were waiting for their JAMB or whatsoever, their parents always enrolled them. What do you want to do? What can you learn? And then they would make sure that they learned that. And when admission comes, they're like, okay, do you need? I think my cousin went to school with his sewing machine. He went to school because while he was in school, he made a lot of my outfits when I was living in Oyo State in Ibadan. He would just be like, Uncle T, you never want sew, and I would just be like, okay, I'll sew this for me, sew this, and then he waybills it back home because he was in school in another state. But then he found a way, and I wasn't paying him cheap. He wasn't sewing one outfit for 20,000 naira. He was sewing for a lot more than that. So these are things that could help a young person build some sense of responsibility in the world that we have today. So it's not just what we're going to leave to chance. We're not going to keep blaming the government, because there will be a lot of reasons to blame the government come next year. Trust me. Looking at everything that has been happening, we would have a lot of reasons to have words with the government and the people who are in power. But the truth is, what can you influence from your circle of influence? What can you influence from where you are? Can you influence your kids to be bankable? I'm not saying enslave them, please. I'm not saying then you say, okay, so now you're a tailor, I don't have to pay your fees again. Well, you still have to pay their fees, but then it takes off the burden when this person also has something that they do, so they don't have to call you every other day, daddy, I'm hungry, daddy, I'm this, daddy, we have to buy a new. It's just something that gives them a level of control over what's happening as well. So with these few very interesting points of mine, I hope I've been able to shift your paradigm a bit into working up something for yourself. Every member of your family has to be involved, regardless of how young they are. It might just be something as little as, Junior, when you are leaving the room, turn off the lights. Junior, when you are in the parlor, your laptop doesn't have to be on. You understand? These are little things that you could just talk to them about, and then they could have that sense of responsibility to know. My daughter is 2. She turns off switches, where not like plugs, but then she'll be like, oh, Dad, I'll be like, just turn off the light and let's go to bed, or let's leave it off during the day. She understands that we don't leave the lights on during the day. This is not to say that we're exposing kids that are young to electricity. No, it's just to say that we want them to understand that, hey, we don't want the power running, and there are little ways that they could also contribute to mommy and daddy and the entire family saving. Thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. Abbas Entertainment says, hi OSYB, compliments of the season. Okay, let me just read this message and then I'll wrap things up. Basically, and we'll get back to, just the weekend and talk about some of the songs that we like. Now this one says, hi OSYB, Henry from Ojo, compliments of the season. I've been busy, but it's my free time, busy and less busy to get back to Super FM. Okay, big shout out to you, Henry from Ojo. Henry, I was in your neighborhood, though. If I had your number, maybe I would have come to eat chicken in your house. But big shout out to you, Henry. Thank you so much for always keeping us at heart. But the thing is, regardless of how busy you are, you could listen to Super FM. Just leave the radio on and listen to us. Now, UK Gold is on the UK Gold just sent a message on WhatsApp right now, and this is interesting. UK Gold says, I'm about to get a POS for my 7-year-old daughter. She's really good with money. Okay. I think I want to put some some applause in this for UK Gold. Wow. So you can go and set up her daughter for a business. It says, okay, she says she's okay. Let me read it again from start. I'm about to get a POS for my 7-year-old daughter. She's really good with money, and she's already doing money lending business at home. Hey, whoa, she dey lend people money. You can go, make your daughter come lend me money now. I won't buy one big car like that. This is amazing to see a 7-year-old who already understands the culture of, lending money to get money back. So she gave my brother 10K cash and told him she charges 500 naira, and he paid because he thought of the stress of going downstairs. Wow. So her brother who lives with her, this is amazing. Wow. So let's get the perspective again. Your brother wanted to withdraw money, but he was too lazy to do that, and she was like, okay, how much do you want to withdraw? And she's like, he says 10,000 naira, and then he gives her the 10,000. She gives him the 10,000 naira with a 500 naira charge. Wow. A 7-year-old. See, if this isn't proof that you should get your kids involved with the finances and understanding the money conversation, I don't know what else is. Big shout out to you, UK Gold. Thank you so much for sending this in. This has just ended the show the perfect way. So, mommy and daddy, it's over to you. We will not be complaining about money in the new year because we will make smart money moves. We will get our children involved. We will set them up if need be. If they need to learn a trade, we will let them learn a trade. For the university kids who are going to school, if you're a young person who is about to get into the university, if you've not already learned a trade, I think this is the sign you were waiting for to go learn a trade. You could learn music production. You could learn voice acting. You could learn hairdressing. You could learn tailoring or fashion designing. You could become a fashion a wardrobe curator for someone, help people put their outfits together. There are people who do that and make a lot of money from it. So my guy, don't complain, don't sit down and complain about the government. Do something for yourself. I'm getting back to the music right now. This is something for Wandeko. It's come my way. The money will come our way in the new year. Of course, I'll be coming back shortly to give you words cheers to the weekend and tell you about my song for the week. It's been an amazing ride. My name is OSYB. Here is Wandeko. Come my way.
One Radio, Super 92.7.